Derek Ritz of Stratford, Ontario, Canada, has been missing since January 1st, 2017. Derek, affectionately known by his friends as Ritzy, was 51 years old, 5 feet 11 inches tall, weighing 170 pounds, with unkempt shoulder-length brown hair, brown eyes, and a tattooed right forearm of a lady with a snake. Derek Ritz moved to Stratford from the nearby Seaforth area while in his teens. At the time of his disappearance, Derek used a home in Sebringville as his mailing address, but resided in Stratford. Sebringville is a hamlet located roughly 8 kilometers northwest of Stratford. Ritzy was said to frequently visit both Sebringville and Stratford, and would frequently travel on foot or bicycle between the two locations. It was first reported to Derek's friend Phil that Derek was missing, and law enforcement was notified on January 7th, 2017. Derek's disappearance was reported to both the Stratford Municipal Police Department as well as to the Perth County, Ontario Provincial Police Detachment in Sebringville. Derek was last seen alive by friends in the early morning hours of January 1st, 2017, at a home on Avonton Road near Sebringville at around 3 a.m. Derek was last seen wearing blue jeans, a dark-colored shirt, and a leather motorcycle jacket that belonged to an acquaintance. Good evening, my dear friends, and welcome back. Thank you for joining me once again for another episode of True Crime Jesus. Today I'm here to discuss a case that hits very close to home for me, literally. Although I didn't know Derek personally, my friends and co-workers did. Once law enforcement became aware of Derek's disappearance, a one-day search commenced, which consisted of both ground and aerial drones. The official investigation into Derek's disappearance was launched by Perth County OPP sometime in early January 2017 and was later transferred over to the Stratford Police Department. The investigation remains ongoing to this day. Law enforcement remains silent, refusing to answer any of the public's questions regarding the case. Because of their lack of transparency, rumors and speculation run rampant. Family and friends of Ritzy still have no answers as to what happened on the night of his disappearance. The rumors circulating around Stratford for years were that Derek Ritz was killed on New Year's Eve of 2017. It is indeed true that Stratford has a very seedy underbelly, especially when it comes to narcotics. Please Bring Me Home is a federally recognized nonprofit corporation whose mission is to solicit anonymous tips regarding missing persons that turned into cold cases. The organization has recovered 17 bodies so far. Please Bring Me Home brings hope to family and friends of the missing, especially those cases that have gone cold and no longer receive the attention from law enforcement that they deserve. An investigator for Please Bring Me Home has been working on the case of Derek Ritz since the summer of 2020. The investigator, identified only as Carrie, interviewed over 30 people who were close to Derek. Carrie did interviews about her findings with a local Stratford newspaper, as well as appearing on the podcast Murder News. During Carrie's interviews, she discussed 2 different rumors circulating around Stratford about what happened to Ritzy. In the first rumor, 2 acquaintances of Ritzy that he spent time with in the weeks leading up to his disappearance are responsible. A witness stated that Derek arrived at a couple different homes of his friends on New Year's Eve asking for liquor for two men waiting outside in their car. These two men are well known to law enforcement. According to this rumor, later that evening, after Ritzy was severely robbed and beaten, he was put in the trunk of their car and driven to a farm in rural Perth County, Ontario. The second rumor states that Derek had argued with one of his two roommates at a shared house on Niall Street in Stratford over a disagreement between Derek and his roommate's girlfriend. In this scenario, Derek was severely beaten by his roommate, put into the trunk of a car, and then taken to the same farm in Perth County. That same house on Niall Street mysteriously burnt down less than 3 months later. Once at this farm, one version states that Derek was placed alive into a red, industrial-sized wood chipper. In the other version, Derek's body is dissolved in a bath of hydrofluoric acid, just like in a popular television show at that time. Both versions conveniently explain why Derek's body was unable to be recovered. One witness told Carey the investigator that he was close enough to hear Ritzy scream. Despite this, law enforcement hasn't publicly named any persons of interest or charged anyone with Derek's disappearance. Ritzy used his social media accounts up until December 30th, 2016, the day before he disappeared. Derek's YouTube channel published 44 videos showing Derek walking all over the towns of Stratford and Sebringville, filming many different skies, landscapes, dilapidated structures, abandoned buildings, Gwen Towers, and or anything else he was interested in. When viewing his YouTube channel, you see Ritzy was a true nomad, walking great distances through fields and across vast farmlands to remote and very isolated locations around Stratford. GWEN stands for Ground Wave Emergency Network. It was a command and control communication system intended for use during and after a nuclear war. Specifically, the GWEN network was intended to survive the effects of an electromagnetic pulse caused by a nuclear blast. Ritzy believed electromagnetic pulses were a form of mind control. Many of Derek's videos focus on these towers. Derek was also fascinated with the UFO phenomenon, posting often on social media platforms including Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Did Derek walk to one of these remote locations on New Year's Eve 2017 and pass away due to natural causes? The towers and surrounding locations haven't ever been properly searched. The location searched by the drone was very limited. As you can see, the red shows the path traveled by the drone. Derek was known to walk the railroad tracks between Stratford and Sebringville, but they too have never been properly searched. The Justice for Derek Ritz Facebook group contains a wealth of information regarding the case. The group was spearheaded by founding member Shelley Smith in early 2017. Unfortunately, there has also been a wealth of misinformation in other Facebook groups about this case. There was some relevant information gleaned from chatter in the Justice for Ritzy Facebook group. One of the persons of interest that was mentioned previously in this video made an alarming post. His name is blacked out to protect his privacy. He is innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. This man confirmed to everyone that he had taken a polygraph exam with the Stratford Police Department in regards to Derek Ritz's disappearance. Most alarmingly, this person of interest is currently in possession of the black leather jacket that Ritzy was reported missing in. Wherever Ritzy is, his family and friends deserve answers as to what happened to him. There is currently no reward being offered by law enforcement. This is extremely disappointing considering Derek Ritz is Stratford's only missing person. It makes me wonder why Derek is being treated as a second-class citizen. If you or anyone you know has information regarding the disappearance of Derek Ritz, please contact Please Bring Me Home at 1-226-702-2728 or the Stratford Police Department at 1-519-271-4141. Thanks again for joining me for this very special episode, dear friends. Please hit the like button if you enjoyed this video, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you haven't done so already. This episode would not have been possible without Ben & Jerry's Chocolate Therapy Ice Cream. What is Chocolate Therapy Ice Cream, you ask? Ben & Jerry's Chocolate Therapy Ice Cream is a magnificent concoction of chocolate ice cream. Then you add some of the best chocolate pudding and chocolate cookies you've ever tasted. And there you have yourself a real treat. So until we meet again, my dear friends, this is True Crime Jesus, signing off.